As you were speaking, I was thinking about the picture here on the front of the program, and then the picture that's on the screen of Ben Hobson's poultry farm. And I guess I told him when he came in, it's kind of the theme, I guess, of the nice sunrise on the poultry farm, on the program and the screen. And I think we've got another theme, though, and I think that theme is probably being formed based off of what Congresswoman Fox said and what Judge Zachary said. So I think that's kind of the theme. Seems to be that's going to be our takeaway message. We'll see what Congressman Budd has to add to that. But I'm going to invite him to come forward and speak. You know, he's kind of new to Yadkin County, first legislative dinner, I guess, that he's been to. And like I said, you know, he wrote letters and worked hard on this CFAP issue and so many other agriculture issues. And Sam and Kyle have been, you know, constant contact with us here in Yadkin County. And while I guess we're kind of in a unique position here in Yadkin County, where our congressman is McHenry, and one county west of us is Congresswoman Fox, one county east of us, or southeast of us, is Congressman Budd. So we're kind of right here in the middle. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to work with both of you. So Congressman Budd, if you'd like to come forward and deliver some remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Justin. You know, I was looking outside during all this rain, and we sure needed it, didn't we? We did. So we have much to be thankful for, even in all the craziness that we know is going on. We have lot to be thankful for. So a hymn or a stanza came to mind as Virginia was speaking. It's, "To God be the glory, great things he hath done. So loved he the world that he gave us his son." But beyond that, I'm very glad to finally be in Yadkin County. Now, I don't know, I mean, some of y'all that maybe younger got your driver's licenses not too long ago probably remember David Sellers up here that ran the DMV just up here in Yadkinville. Now, though we lived in Davie County and we had a DMV, we would always send our kids up there because in a tough business, you always want a good sense of humor. And so each of our kids, he would come out with a down look on his face up here, and he would say, "I'm sorry, you failed." And he would go, "No, I'm just kidding." But this is a tough business that Virginia and I are in. But I'm from Davie County, so just southeast of here. And us folks in Davie County, we love y'all in Yadkin County because we're downriver, and anything y'all put in, we have to drink. So we want to just take good care of you all. Not too long ago, some big news happened on this campaign that you may have heard about that I'm involved in. I got some sort of endorsement, and that's been wonderful, but I didn't want to come and talk about that. I wanted to share a few things since I'm a little bit new here, and I hope to see you all a lot more. I want to let you know, first of all, that I'm a person of faith. And 30 years ago next month, I was a student at Appalachian State University, so I would spend a lot of time driving through Yadkin County from Davie up to Boone. But I went on a mission trip that summer, and it was to the former Soviet Union. But it wasn't former at the time. It was still the USSR. But two amazing things happened that week that I was there. It was 12 days to be exact. The Soviet Union began to collapse, and the Iron Curtain came down. It was August of 1991, and Boris Yeltsin was even at the airport shaking hands. The second amazing thing happened, and that is I met a sweet girl from West Virginia named Amy Kate. Amy Kate, would you stand up? All right. So happy early anniversary, Amy Kate. The second thing I want you all to know is I'm a small business person. And the business I'm known for is something I bought out of bankruptcy 11 years ago. A local police department came to me and said, "We would like you to buy this closed gun range and allow our officers to train there because they're just driving way too far. And like Virginia said, we have limited time, and it was spending a lot of time for these officers." That training captain that contracted with me, because they were my one and only customer, he said, never underestimate the need of the public to have a safe place to shoot. I said, "Are you suggesting to me that I open this place to the public?" He said, "Absolutely." So 11 years and 50 or 60,000 unique customers later, it's been a success. And tremendous gratitude to be in a business where I also get to protect the Second Amendment. There's another big business, and if you look up the inside of your program with the names on it right there, you'll see in the watermark in the background, you'll see a number. Now, we've got lots of great businesses in this state. We have aerospace, we have manufacturing, textiles, furniture. We've got microchips and software development and banking. But that's not the biggest industry. Biggest single industry is agriculture. And so I think you need those that understand the green industries and agriculture, like Representative McHenry, like Virginia Fox, and like me. I grew up on a farm just over in Davie County, and other than going away to Boone and a little bit of education, that's where I grew up and still live there today with Amy, Kate, and our 3 kids. It was a Holly Farms farm for quite a while, and until that became Tyson, and then that ended. But it's still a Black Angus cattle farm, and we ended up raising grass seed, selling grass seed to a little company y'all may have heard of just up the road named Lowe's. And it was an amazing time. But let me talk a little bit about some agricultural efforts that I've been involved in with also with my colleagues. You've seen the $6 trillion pumped into the economy recently and the inflation that it's caused. You've seen the $3.5 trillion go-it-alone package that the Democrats are going to try to pass before too long. And you're probably wondering, like some of the conversations we had during dinner or before dinner, how are we going to pay for all this? Well, a lot of these farms that you all serve and represent and work on each and every day, you're going to try to pass that from one generation to another. Now, those in Washington, D.C., some of them, they think that's just a big pile of cash and you can divide it up from one generation to another, but you can't. It's cash poor and land rich. So you can't divide it up without selling it. So what we want to do is make sure that we repeal the death tax. That's H.R. 1712, and I think most of us as Republicans and conservatives have signed on to that legislation, and that's something that we need to do. There is no way that you all who have worked so hard, some of you all are in the second and third generations of your farms, that you all need to have that taken away from you from one generation to the next. The other thing that was a great success that I had the privilege to work on with my colleagues, and I got to be on the whip team, meaning gathering the votes for this, was the USMCA. In Representative Sawyer, or Senator Sawyer's district, just south of here, is the largest dairy producing county in Iredell County. This county right here in Yadkin, the 4th largest dairy producing county in our state. But Canada, after we had fixed it in the USMCA, was trying to block our imports, particularly dairy. So we've worked with the trade ambassador to fix that, and we're going to keep working on that. The third thing I'll mention, and Justin, you brought this to our attention, and thank you so much, is to make sure that broiler breeders were included in round 3 of CFAP, which was important for a tough time in our country with COVID. So we're going to keep working on that, and I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. And the fourth thing is WOTUS, or Waters of the U.S. And Virginia, you did a fabulous job mentioning that. Now, after this rain, you might have a little wet spot out in your field. There are some in Washington who would think they could regulate that. They think that is a fair game, and we don't believe it is. So we're always going to be pushing back on that. But I just want to let you know that I'm proud to be from an ag background, proud to support agriculture, and I hope I have the privilege to represent you all here in Yadkin County. Thank you all so much.